Hey guys, what's up? Today I came up with something rather interesting to share with all of you, as I'm pretty sure some of you will immediately start asking this very same question to yourselves. Like, what is the stupidest thing you've ever done in a JRPG, or in any other RPG, or in any other video game? Now, let's just limit ourselves with RPGs for now. What is the stupidest thing you've ever done in an RPG? Well, to me, and it was a no-brainer for me, I asked this same question to myself literally minutes ago before I came up with this video, and I said, the biggest stupidity that I have ever committed in an RPG is something that happened to me with this game right here. Yeah, well, I'll share my experience. Of course I have a lot of stupid things that I've done in RPGs, especially when I was just like an amateur, like, well, a noob. I've only played like 3 or 5 RPGs in my entire life, so maybe I did a lot of stupid things in some of them, but not worth mentioning. The one that is absolutely worth mentioning, that will forever haunt me for the rest of my days, is something that I did in this game. Final Fantasy VIII. It's a great game. Back when it first came out, a lot of people loved the heck out of this game, but little by little people start realizing that it was a little bit too much romantic for everybody's taste. I was one of the very first gamers out there who started calling this game like a Final Fantasy novel. Something like that, like a romantic novel. And then people eventually got the same idea, and it got a lot of trash over the course of time. And to me, it's still a great game. It's among the greatest Final Fantasy games ever made. Perhaps not on my top 3, of course, but it's still there. Anyway, Final Fantasy VIII. Jesus, well, I'm a little embarrassed to tell this story, but I've told it before in this very same channel, I think a couple of times, so screw this, let's just say it one more time. What happened to me is that, like many other people, I started playing this game, and back when I played this game, there were barely any walkthroughs out there, any guides. Of course there were, but, you know, having internet, having access to these guides, it was a pain in the ass. You have to wait until the guide to load, and that will take forever. I'm talking about like 13 years ago or so when I first played this game, maybe more. So my problem with this game is that, and it is the same problem a lot of people have when they play this game, was that they abused the GF system. The GF doesn't mean girlfriend, no, it means Guardian Force, I don't remember. It is a summoning skill. When you summon one of those Ifrit, Shiva, one of those spirit guys, and they wreak havoc. You can have these guys from the very beginning of the game, so in most battles, all you had to do, even with bosses or normal enemies, all you had to do was just spam the GFs, and that was that. So, over the course of time, when I played this game, I found out that it was like fairly easy compared to Final Fantasy VII or to Final Fantasy IX. It was easy compared to them, in my opinion, because I didn't realize that I needed to train my character's skills. So what happened is that very, very late in the game, I think it's on the 3rd disc of the game, you get into this boss fight. Sorry about the spoilers, I won't spoil anything about the story. You get into this boss fight with an enemy called Adele, and Jesus. The moment you enter this place called Lunatic Pandora, you can exit this place anytime, but after you reach a certain point in that dungeon, you cannot go back. You can't exit the place. So you can't go outside and level up, grind, or get better items or better weapons or whatever. So because all this time I had been doing just fine with my GF, just spamming their powers, and every now and then I will just do normal attacks or learn some skills and use them, I was like, it's gonna be a walk in the park. So I saved the game at the last part of the game, right before the boss battle, and this boss obviously kicked my ass, like it cleaned the floor with my ass and my characters. I died miserably. And well, the first thing that I thought was, I'm gonna go outside, level up, buy more items, more healing items, or maybe get better skills, better equipment. No, I couldn't live. I hate when they do this in video games. They should never allow that. They have the same bullshit in Star Ocean 2, but in Star Ocean 2, they give you this like enormous place to level up before the final boss, and it's not as unforgiving as in this game. I just hate points of no return in video games, and I didn't know this was a point of no return. I was playing the entire game without a walkthrough, so imagine my entire playthrough was completely ruined. I never beat this boss. I was too weak. In 2 or 3 turns, I will just die miserably. I didn't stand a chance. And if I started leveling up in that place, eventually I was gonna get capped, and I was just gonna have to grind forever and lose all my healing items. And you know, it was just... the one thing I needed to do was to go out, and I couldn't. I got stuck in this place. You know what I had to do? That's right. Quit the game, and I restarted the whole game. Only to find out that after a little grinding, I know grinding in this game is kind of useless. I don't want to get into that. With a little grinding, a little more preparing, more items, more skills, more equipment, better equipment, in like 2 turns, 2 tries, I beat the crap out of this boss. And that's not where my stupidity ends, sadly. I read a walkthrough during this second playthrough of mine, and I followed some advice here and there. I wasn't following the entire walkthrough when I played this game. So eventually I got to the final dungeon, the castle, and then against the final boss, which in my opinion is one of the hardest bosses ever in the history of gaming. Because of one reason, because you really need to abuse the skill system. And there were several advices like use these hero cards or these aura cards or whatever, this skill and that, and all of these were overwhelming to me. And you know what I did? I grinded. There's this island in the game where you can level up to your characters very fast against the monsters there and farm skill points and whatever. So I went there and Jesus, I put all my characters, all of them, until level 99. I still couldn't beat the game because all I did was level up my characters and also level up my GFs. So imagine, you know, I never beat the game, and I realized until later that I needed a different kind of strategy. So all in all, in conclusion, my biggest stupidity was relying on the GFs, on the summon spirits. I shouldn't have. And 2 playthroughs of Final Fantasy VIII completely ruined straight to hell. I've never touched this game ever since, I swear. I'm still very pissed off about that, but it's all on me. I can't blame the internet, I can't blame the game itself, except for the point of no return bullshit. But other than that, it was just my own stupidity, and that is the stupidest thing I've ever done in an RPG. Okay, so now it's time for you to share what is the stupidest thing you have ever done in an RPG. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this stupidity with your friends. See you next time!